My boss asked me to investigate office theft. It was his wife, and she was sleeping with me. I never thought my job as a mid-level IT analyst would land me in the middle of a scandal worthy of a Netflix crime drama. But life, as I've learned, is a twisted son of a bitch. It all started with a private meeting in the corner office. My boss, Mr. Carver, stoic, always immaculately dressed, the kind of guy who smiled with his mouth but never his eyes, called me in. I thought it was just another round of quarterly updates or maybe a software upgrade request. Instead, he closed the door behind me and said, "Someone is stealing from the company thousands of dollars month after month, and we need to know who," quietly, discreetly. At first, I was flattered. I mean, I wasn't the senior-most employee or some corporate detective. I was the guy who reset your password when you forgot it. But I guess my reputation for being trustworthy made me the best candidate. "You have access to everything on the back end," he said. "Check payroll, vendor logs, reimbursements, anything, but don't breathe a word of this, not to anyone, not even HR." I nodded, said yes, sir. Inside, I was thrilled. This was my chance to stand out, maybe even get that promotion I'd been chasing for the past year. So I started digging. At first, it was simple. Spreadsheets, transaction logs, and reimbursement records. Lots of data, but something didn't feel right. There were strange vendor payments to a company that didn't exist online, reimbursement requests without receipts, and then recurring payments sent to a bank account listed under the name M. Lowell. I didn't know who that was, not an employee, not in our CRM, just a name. So I kept investigating. And that's when everything started unraveling. A week into the investigation, I still hadn't told anyone, but someone must have known, because one night, as I was leaving late, a woman was waiting for me near my car. "You're Evan, right?" she said. Tall, elegant, mid-30s, perfectly tousled hair and this dangerous kind of confidence. She smiled like she knew every secret I'd ever kept. Yeah, can I help you?" "Name's Mara," she said, extending a hand. "Mara Lowell." My heart stopped. "I think you're looking for me." I played dumb, asked what she meant, but she just winked. "Let's talk somewhere private." What happened next was a mistake, a thrilling, intoxicating, god-awful mistake. We went to a bar. She ordered dirty martinis. She talked in circles, never directly saying anything but somehow knowing everything. She knew I worked for Carver, knew about the missing money, knew I was the one snooping. "He's not who you think he is," she said, swirling her glass, "and neither am I." I should have walked away. I should have reported the interaction to Carver the next day. But I didn't. I followed her back to her place. I let her undress me. I let her kiss me like a loaded weapon, and I slept with her. The next morning, I found a $100 bill and a note in my pocket. "Don't trust anyone who calls you Sir, M." I told myself it was a one-time lapse, that I'd get back to work, find out who she really was, and finish the job, but she kept appearing, kept texting, kept pulling me back in. And I kept going. I finally traced the payments to a dummy company, a shell, and guess who owned the LLC? Mara Lowell. Only her full name wasn't Mara Lowell, it was Mara Carver. Yeah, my boss's wife. I was investigating a crime she was committing while sleeping with her, and reporting to the man she was stealing from. Insane doesn't even begin to cover it. One night she asked me to meet her, said she had something important to tell me. I was already at a breaking point, so I went. She was waiting at the same bar, same booth. She looked different though, nervous, pale. "I think he knows," she whispered. "He went through my phone, I saw him with it last night." I felt sick. You need to disappear, Evan, tonight. What, why me? Because if he finds out you're involved, you won't just lose your job, you'll be in danger. I thought she was being dramatic, until I saw Carver, my boss, standing outside the bar. Just standing, watching. Not moving. And then he walked away. The next day, my keycard didn't work. Security escorted me to our. They said I was being investigated for unauthorized data access. They had screenshots, logs, records of me pulling financials, records I knew I had wiped. Only one person could have restored those logs. Carver. He played me. While I thought I was helping him, he was setting me up, using me as a fall guy. Maybe he knew all along what Mara was doing. Maybe he didn't care, until he found out I was part of it. Mara vanished. Her number stopped working. Her apartment was cleared out. I was suspended. No job, no reference, no idea what the hell had just happened. I spent weeks trying to piece it all together. I tracked down the shell companies. I even reached out to a private investigator who owed me a favor from a college project. Turns out Mara had a long history of aliases. She'd run cons before. Her marriage to Carver never legally registered. Her identity, multiple passports. The company was just one of many she'd leached off of, and I wasn't her first inside man. The difference, this time she was going rogue. Carver had married her to protect her. She had info on him, stuff that could end his entire career. So instead of silencing her, he married her, kept her close. But she got bored, or maybe she wanted out. That's where I came in, a disposable pawn. She used me to access what she couldn't, and Carver let it happen, until I became inconvenient. I considered going to the police, but with what evidence? A few emails, a mystery woman who didn't exist anymore. So I started building my own insurance file, backups of everything, emails, transfers, her aliases. I buried them in encrypted servers, just in case. It's been 8 months. I never got my job back, but I didn't go to jail either. Carver left the company 2 months ago. Cited health reasons, but I know better. Someone leaked documents to the board. Someone exposed just enough to get him out without blowing up the entire company. I wonder who that someone was. As for Mara, I still see her sometimes, not in person, in shadows, in dreams, in women who look just a little too confident. I don't know where she is, I don't want to. But sometimes, I still check the burner email she gave me. Last week, I got one message. You're smarter than I thought, stay out of sight, M. She signed it with a lipstick kiss emoji. Some people chase power, others chase love. Me, I chased the truth. And it nearly destroyed me. I don't know who I was in her game, a knight, a fool, a pawn. But I know this, I survived. And now, I watch from the sidelines. Because when you get too close to fire, you don't just burn. You change. Forever. You might be wondering why I'm telling you all this now. Why share a story that could ruin what's left of my reputation? Because silence protects no one. Because someone out there might be making the same mistake, thinking they're in control, thinking they matter to someone who sees them as a tool. I told myself I was helping my boss. Then I told myself I was helping her. But I never stopped to help myself, never asked what I really stood to lose. In the end, it wasn't just my job, it was my sense of trust, my identity. I've learned that betrayal doesn't always look like a knife in the back. Sometimes it looks like a kiss on the lips, a secret whispered in your ear. Sometimes it looks like love. So, if you've been there, if you've ever trusted someone who used you, if you've ever found yourself tangled in a web too complex to escape, just know, you're not alone. And you can survive it. You can come out on the other side sharper, colder maybe, but smarter. I don't believe in heroes or villains anymore, just people and choices. This was mine, telling you, giving you the raw, unedited truth. Maybe it's a warning. Maybe it's a confession. Or maybe, just maybe, it's a new beginning. For both of us. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you. Seriously. Stories like this aren't easy to tell, and maybe they weren't easy to hear either. But if this story shook you, surprised you, or made you feel seen, drop a comment below. Let's talk about betrayal, trust, and those insane moments life throws at us. Don't forget to tap that like button. It really helps more people find this kind of content. And if you want more real, raw, twisted tales like this one, subscribe and hit that bell icon. I've got more to share, and trust me, the next one might just be even crazier. Until next time, stay sharp. And watch who you trust.